everybody. Welcome to the new year. I'd like to request that all of our new faculty and staff who've joined us since August, if you would please come to the second and third row and be seated here. Thank you.
Oh, I'm first? Oh, my. Where is that? Do I need to stand up here next to you and give you some more, or just go sit down and you'll call me up? Uh-huh. Perfect. Okay. I'll go sit there. Do my Phil Donahue thing. Phil Donahue? You know who Phil Donahue is. You're not that young.
How many new people? See a bunch of new people.
You don't know Phil Donahue, then you don't know Margot. What's her name? Thomas.
Marlo.
Marlo Thomas. He did. Huge. Huge. He was the Oprah of the 80s. The Oprah of the 80s. What am I? Well, the links in the experiential learning SAP are really the MOUs. Good. We got most of it. We'll look at there's an MOU in the early The other one is Sachs wants to go home and kids
Bless you. Did you cut yourself? Burned it? On a grill? Wow. I know it wasn't a current one.
We'll get started in about 1 minute. If you haven't seen it yet, there's some coffee and water and granola bars in the back. No alcohol. Please feel free to help yourselves.
I said hello to my buddy again. He wouldn't speak to me again. I said hello to my buddy. And you reached up.
hit the upper rack. Yeah, well, it took like 8 seconds. Unless it But that's the
He was hyperbole a little bit. Well, I doubt that because they talk often. Tell me what that means. Jeff was just talking today about how we're going to get bigger all the time.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Everything is as it should be. We have nobody sitting up front, and we've got our row of people standing in the back. I feel everyone's sitting almost in the exact same spot. I feel ready to start Spring Convocation 2019. I don't often share a lot of personal background, about me because, frankly, most people don't care. But what I will share is I grew up in Elmira, New York. And does anybody know what Elmira, New York is well known for? Trust me, not me. No, Mark Twain, of course. And Mark Twain lived there and married Olivia Langdon, and his study was there. Anyways, the reason I bring this up is because there was this wonderful story about Mark Twain in Elmira. Now, Mark Twain, as you know, he was quite a character, and unfortunately, he got himself into debt quite a bit. So he had to do a tour, a world tour, to try to raise money to pay for his debts in America. Reasonable. But of course, while he was gone, and you remember, this is before we had, email and, all kinds of communication, there was a rumor going on that he was sick. And then the rumor spread and exaggerated. And so, of course, they said, oh, he died. So a reporter from the New York Times eventually got a hold of him and wanted to ask him about this so they could print a story in the New York Times. And he said, I certainly understand perfectly how the report of my illness got about. He goes, I even haven't heard it on good authority that I was dead. The report of my death is a great exaggeration. The reason I'm sharing this today is you might notice that President Nigliazzo is not with us this morning. He has been under the weather, and even though he has only been out for 3 days, I've already heard rumors of his death. So I share with you this morning on good authority. Not only did I talk with him yesterday, I got an email from him at 11:05 p.m. last night. So he is fine. He is under the weather. So please, if you've heard rumors like that, please come ask me, and I can assure you, like Mark Twain, the rumors of his death have been highly exaggerated. All right, I love Convocation, and especially because it's a hallmark of a new semester, and I especially like Spring Convocation because it's a hallmark of a new year. And I think many of us turn over the new year with great hope and see wonderful possibilities. So I think I'm hoping you're going to walk away from this feeling pretty good about what we have accomplished since our last convocation and where we are going. But as always, I want to start off with awards and recognitions. And this is when we always do our emeritus status. And remember that emeritus status can only be conferred by the Board of Regents. It is for the purpose of recognizing meritorious service upon retirement. And it's not just one instance that you did really good like one day. It's over, it is over the long career of an individual. So we're looking at distinguished service to the university. And we were able to announce this at our fall convocation, but because it had just been approved by the Board of Regents, we didn't have, unfortunately, anything to give Larry Garner, Dr. Garner, who has achieved Dean Emeritus of the College of Business Administration. And we have from the Board of Regents the seal and the plaque signed by Charles Schwartz from the Board of Regents. It says, "Coming up, Dr. Carter." So complete with the A&M seal, Board of Regents, Texas A&M University System has bestowed upon Dr. Charles Larry Garner the title of Dean Emeritus, College of Business Administration, Texas A&M University-Central Texas, with all rights and privileges effective August 16th, 2018. Oh, I guess we have to go in front of the... We have to have... Yeah, this is marketing, folks. Good, this is getting really heavy here. Thank you, sir. Would you like to say a word?
Well, let me just say thanks to all of the College of Business. I would not be here without the ones that I've had a big part in finding, recruiting, developing, and it gives me great joy to see what has become from where we started. In fact, the College of Business now is bigger than we were 20 years ago when we started, okay, in terms of faculty. But I hope I'm leaving the college on a solid foundation on which you can build a great future. Thank you. Thank you, Patty.
I'm also happy to tell you that the College of Education has nominated Dr. Pauline Mosley for emeritus status. That is going to be heard next week in front of the Board of Regents, so hopefully I'll have some very positive news to bring back from our next Board of Regents meeting. Yeah. And now is that ever popular time, the introduction of new faculty and staff. I've asked Dr. Kirk to take this over for me because you're going to see me more than you want to see at this convocation. So, Dr. Kirk, take it away.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me? The provost asked me to do this as part of my provost in training component to make sure that if I didn't screw this up too bad, I might have an opportunity to go on to bigger and better things. And then I got to thinking, she gave me this great opportunity to have all these new, and I would like to invite all the new people up that Sam Fernay mentioned. If you've been here since August 23rd of last year, we'd love to have you come up here and line up. Let's go. So as the provost asked me to do this, I got to thinking about, because we just come up here and we stand around in a mob, essentially a long line mob thing. And yeah, I spent 30 years in the Army. I was a CSM when I retired. So I have this uncanny desire to get you ready for parade, which would mean that I would give you a right face and you would all stand, if you're taller than the person in front of you, but I decided that I wouldn't do that because then I would have a huge flashback to bad things. So anyway, so what we'd like to do is, and the provost also has this thing about these, and I really like this idea of please share the one thing that you really don't want to share with anybody as long as it's G-rated. So what we'd like to do is if you'd introduce yourself, tell us what department or college or both that you belong to and what you're going to do. And one of those things that we probably, well, the G-rated part of Reader's Digest version of things. So we'll start here.
Oh, I'm Dawn. Hello. Hello, I'm Dawn Fletcher. I work in the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. I'm an administrative associate, and I've been here since October 15th of last year in that department, and basically I don't have anything G-rated to talk about. Well, Well, I'm a previous employee of Texas A&M when they were Tarleton State University-Central Texas. I worked in the financial aid department as an administrative assistant.
I'm Shelby Torres. I work for Accounts Payable, and most of you don't like me because of all my emails. Let's see. I've been here since August. I started out as a work study and got a full-time position in October. I'm an accounting student, and I graduate in May. And thank you. One thing about me, let's see. I'm from Connecticut, and sorry for everybody who's a Texan, I'm not a fan of Texas, but I love working for the university, so there's that.
Hi, I'm Caleb Griffin. I work in the College of Business Admin as an admin. I came here October of last year. I graduated from Texas Tech in December. I guess the one thing about me, I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Santos Arroyo, and I'm not new to the university. This is my second tour of duty with Texas A&M Central Texas. In December, I had the privilege to be hired as a project manager for the IT department. Yay! I'm happy to be back. And something about me is that people think that I'm serious, but I have a good sense of humor. So I like to be funny sometimes, most of the time. So thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Mika Romo. I'm the coordinator of new student programs and student affairs. Sorry. So I write Google reviews for fun. I have a life, but I do that as well. And I write so many that local businesses give me perks and stuff. So I get free food and movies. So I feel like that's kind of cool.
Good morning. I'm Donald Norman. I am the Director of Access and Inclusion. Today's my second day. Yeah. Well, I have to get paid, so. I guess something G-rated about me is that I like cartoons, so.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tanya Gainey, and I started work here October 1st of last year. I work in the provost's office. It's actually a long slogan. I work for the Office of Provost in Academic and Students Affairs. So I say this every day on the phone. So when I get home, when I answer my phone, guess what I say? Anyway, I don't know of anything that I don't want you guys to know, but I do want you guys to know that I am 45 years old because everybody thinks I'm a student and a kid. And all my kids are taller than me.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Latrice Mccullen. I've actually been here about 2 years. I was a student worker in the Office of Research. I am now the new executive assistant in the Office of Research. I was promoted. There really isn't anything that I don't want you to know. If you ask me, I'll tell you. I'm not really necessarily a Cowboys fan. My house is Cowboys, but I don't really like football.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Schmidt. I just started in December in the library as an administrative associate. We've been in Texas for a year. My husband is military, so I'm a proud military wife. One interesting fact about me is I am proud to say I'm a 2-time cancer survivor.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Gerald Penny. I'm one of the new hires in the College of Education in the Clinical Mental Health Counseling Program. I'm from the greatest place on earth, Houston, Texas, and ironically, my favorite team is the Philadelphia Eagles, and so when we won the Super Bowl last year, it was fantastic. It was great. It was the greatest day of my life, so. It's okay. You don't have to like me. It's fine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rahul Dwivedi, and I joined officially in September.
in the College of Business, Computer Information Systems Department. So far, it had been a great learning experience for me, coming from a big traditional university, dealing with non-traditional students here. It had been a good learning experience, and hopefully this semester it would be better in terms of dealing with students. Yeah, that's all.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gary Ingram Jr. I am the program coordinator for Student and Civic Engagement in the Office of Student Affairs. Had to say that last part to get the woo. Interesting thing about me is I was born on January 1st, close to January 2nd, and I am into like cartoons and video games. So, but also I started out as a student worker, as a blue coat, and then went from a blue coat to a graduate assistant, and now I have an office. So it's been a great journey, and I appreciate all the support from Student Affairs. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sophia Rivas. I am an admissions counselor in the recruitment and undergraduate admissions. I am the representative for Hutto, Texas. So we bleed blue everywhere. And we're going to get them in. We're going to get them in. As long as you treat them with kindness and love, they will always come back. I graduated in May with a psychology degree, and I loved it so much that I came back for a liberal studies degree because I'm interested in all kinds of things and I can't focus. So maybe a lifelong student, that's, you know, my goal is to just go to school forever and learn as much as I can.
Hello, everyone. I'm the one that helps her focus all the time at work. I love to make work fun and enjoyable. And my name is Celeste. I am the admissions associate over at Recruitment and Undergraduate Admissions. And I just like to make work fun. One of my passions is wellness and good health. So for any of you that have New Year's resolutions, I am the yoga instructor here as well. I will start up next week, all right? So if y'all ever want to like really just get into your healthy living or anything like that, come talk to me, all right? I'm really approachable, very friendly person, and I love to have fun.
All right, well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Very G-rated group. Very G-rated group. We've had some faux pas things in the past. So.
Thank you, Dr. Kirk. All right, moving along in our agenda, we're going to have Finance Administration, Dr. Cynthia Carter-Horne.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a relaxing break. Right? Yeah, right. And that the new year is off to a good start. Do want to take a little bit of time, though, because I know we did have some in the Warrior family who lost loved ones during the holiday break. So just to let those individuals know, thoughts and prayers are with you. Wanted to go over a few things that's going on within finance and administration. We're planning to request the A&M system staff to turn on two-factor authentication, which is Duo. We know a lot of our employees are using that. As of November, we have about 153 users that are signed on, with 292 not using it. IT sent out an email to individuals back in November with instructions of how to access how to get that set up. So more information will be forthcoming. If you need help, please reach out to IT, look for another email, and check in Canvas. One thing that most of you all have been waiting for that we are finally at the point to be able to offer is online credit card, being able to accept online credit card payments. That will happen toward the end of March. We're in the implementation phase right now. We've signed that contract, so work will begin. We'll probably be reaching out to some departments as a pilot. But please check with us to let us know what types of things you're wanting to do as far as online payments. because we'll need to make sure that those services that you're providing, that it doesn't fall into unrelated business income tax. We just need to review from an overall perspective. One other thing in the accounting area, when you're booking your travel, we really encourage you to book your airline and hotel through Concur, because there's a lot of reasons for that. Sometimes you'll realize some better rates, and that kind of just gives us a little bit more negotiating tools, power to be able to, when we're negotiating a new contract, to be able to get a better rate. New employees, encourage you to get your vehicle, to register your vehicle and purchase your parking permit in the business office, working with UPD. And also Warrior Shield. Many of you, we do routine tests of that system, which is our emergency management and response tool. So if you don't mind going into Warrior Shield and making sure that information is up to date with your cell phone number and email address, we just need to make sure that you're getting that information. And if you have any questions about that or need assistance, please reach out to UPD at the Welcome Center in Founders Hall. One other thing in talking about UPD, I know they're big on this campaign. If you see something, say something that's critical. So if you see something out of place or something just looks off, make sure to report that to UPD to say something so that we can make sure the campus is as safe as possible. In regards to that, I also want to give a shout out to UPD. Yesterday was Law Enforcement Professionals Appreciation Day. So Chief, kudos to you and your team for everything that you do to keep our campus safe. We appreciate you. So now is the time where we're gearing up for both the legislative appropriations request as well as planning for the FY20 budget. Once we receive those instructions, we'll be sending out information to department heads and deans of what we need to get everything going as far as those budget requests to be able to put that together. And one other thing that you will realize is that Heritage Hall is here. Yay, we're finally have arrived. We do realize that there are still some issues within that building. And I just had a meeting with the contractors this morning to go over some things. Their punch list is slowly dwindling down to 0, thank God. But some things will occur over spring break because they do need to repair some areas, but we're waiting on that downtime. And so hopefully all will be resolved and we will have full possession of the building after spring break. That's it.
Thank you, Dr. Carter Horne. And I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Porter.
Welcome back. Those of you who have been here before and those of you who are new, welcome. My name's Russ Porter and I'm the Vice President for Research and Economic Development. We have some exciting announcements this morning and it is a typo. I think I have 3 hours to get through all of this, so bear with me here. For those of you who are not familiar with the Office of Research, we have 3 foci. We will be talking about what we're doing in research. We have some exciting developments in economic development, and also we're going to talk about, actually for the first time in public, the University Research Park and what we're doing in relationship to trying to establish that here. I'm going to hit on some highlights. I will try to keep it to 15 minutes. I know President Nigliazzo is probably looking, and he knows I try to not go off script too much. So what you see in red is what I'm going to do highlights on, but I will, especially for those of you who are new, just touch on all the things that are done in research. We concentrate on 8 primary things. The first one is always grants and contracts, and we have some significant grants that we can't announce quite yet, cybersecurity, and we'll be having some really important meetings with some fairly large companies, Deloitte, and we'll have some more information on that coming soon. Our first real highlight is Institutional Review Board. We appreciate all of the members on that board, and especially the chair, Dr. Anitha Chenamanini. We have a brand new federal-wide common rule coming out on January 20th, and that will change the entire process of the IRB protocol review. So especially when I get to the announcements from Dr. Murphy, please make sure that you use, after January 20th, all the new forms for the IRB. Under Institutional Animal Care and the Use Committee, I say this every convocation, we cannot do research on vertebrates, but we can do whatever we want to invertebrates and try to get some grants on some jellyfish or squash those bugs however you want. But we do have to be nice to those vertebrates, and we do not have research here on vertebrates. We also have an Institutional Biosafety Committee that Dr. Murphy also chairs, and that's in development. And if you're interested in that, please talk to him. We have our Faculty Scholarship and Research Committee. That's the group of faculty and staff that really give guidance and advice to ensure that all of our research here is done not only in compliance, but in an ethical framework as well. I will talk about the University Center for Applied Research and Engagement. It's known as UCARE. We have many individuals who were instrumental in getting that founded and created, and it started in the College of Education, and it was moved over to the Office of Research a little over a year ago with Dr. Murphy as our interim director. We have a brand new, as of January 2nd, UCARE director, and she's standing back there, Dr. Dalila Salazar. And she is putting together an advisory board, both in faculty and staff and community development, to really spearhead some new initiatives with UCARE. Again, as I indicated, Dr. Murphy is the chair of export control, and he has 3 announcements that he emailed me this morning to make sure that I get out there. So this is verbatim from Dr. Walter Murphy, our Director of Research Support. Make sure that deans and chairs are aware that when they sign the IRB protocol forms for their faculty and staff, that updated forms must, in capital letters, be used after January 20th due to changes in the federal-wide common rule. The updated forms will be on the IRB forms webpage by the 20th. So if it's not up by the 20th, please see Dr. Murphy. Mention that our export control processes and forms will be audited this spring. So he will be calling on some of you, especially in IT and also in the individuals who obviously sat on the export control committee, to come together and make sure that we're in compliance with all of our export control procedures. And then also mention that the Office of Research Canvas community is now available and contains much of the materials, forms, trainings, and info people have been asking for many times. So Dr. Murphy, thank you for those insights and the announcements. We also have an Artist in Residence initiative, Mr. Francis Leger. He is our Artist in Residence, and you may not know about that program. It is fairly new, and it actually works in conjunction with Texas A&M University on looking how we can improve musical instruments. We were just awarded, actually donated, not a brand new cello, actually an older cello, to look at how we can make brand new cellos sing as well as those old ones. We also have access to a Strad. If you know anything about musical instruments, that's up there in terms of some of the best. And we're going to be looking at how those types of instruments actually sing in the music parlance, and how can we do some commercialization with that and using our electron microscope. And as a segue into our electron microscope, we have our largest federal grant to date, and only, is the NSF IUCRC solar research that is in collaboration with UT Austin, Colorado State University, Texas A&M University, and TEAS. And for the first time, that entire center will actually be meeting here on April 16th over in Bernie Beck. The next area I'd like to talk about is economic development and some highlights. In the back, you'll see forms or brochures on what we're calling our First Choice program. The First Choice program is an EDD support program with Texas A&M Commerce, and it is not a collaborative program. We are not working with them in the actual curriculum, but we are helping in terms of access from this area. And why is it called First Choice? As you read the flyers in the back, and if you are interested, please see me, there are 6 universities in the Texas A&M system that provide EDD programs if you're at all interested in higher education or educational administration K through 12. The only programs that are available 100% online happen to be at Texas A&M Commerce. And so we're working with them as the first choice to access an EDD program. Now you could do that all by yourself if you wanted to, that's great. But we created a structured program so that if you are admitted and Commerce makes that decision, then we are here to help with your research and all of your library, interlibrary loan type of requests. And we'll be working quite closely with the university library in that regard. Now, it's been only 5 years since we've had any discussions with the universities within the system to try to do a doctoral program. So this is also our first step in working with doctoral programs. Hopefully, this infrastructure change and having faculty get used to being doctoral level faculty will help us in our discussions for future doctoral programs. For example, a DBA in the College of Business Administration, maybe an EDD in the College of Education, and there is talk of a potential PhD, maybe less than 20 years from now, in the arts and sciences area, maybe in engineering. So if you're at all interested, please see me first because I will help you through the process to access the individuals at Commerce. And again, the flyers are located in the back. And I know we're streaming. Those people who could not make it today, I will do an email blast on this particular program. Another area that the Office of Research and Economic Development has helped in conjunction with the Technology Enhanced Learning Office with Dr. Richard Schilke is to bring 100% online possibility for continuing education. And what that is about is having faculty or staff who are interested in providing continuing education programs to put it 100% online and bring that to the community. And so if you're at all interested in that, please see Dr. Richard Schilke. I'm not going to emphasize too much the UEDC in terms of our University Economic Development Council because the first goal is about the research park, which is what I'm going to talk about on the next slide. But the council was very supportive and instrumental in helping have our first engineering type program, which is an engineering technology program that actually starts in fall 2019. And the provost has talked about that in the past, so we were there to help in terms of some of the individuals that were providing the infrastructure for that. The other piece the UEDC is looking at is down the road with TEAS and what kind of research doctorates can we provide in engineering or in support with other parts of the system in terms of engineering because it's one of the top requested programs in this area. And then the last I would like to talk about in the research and economic development area is what we're calling our Central Texas University Research Park, acronym CTERP, and so that just rolls right off the tongue, CTERP. And so we are also part of the Association of University Research Parks, or AURP. I look good for 80, so I knew I was old enough to get in this. It was something like AARP or something. But we're a member of the AURP as of last year, and the Association of University Research Parks actually helps us in the strategic planning for a research park here at Texas A&M Central Texas. Now, the community is more than 100% behind us to the point that they're ready to go ahead and start moving over here, even though we don't have a building or anywhere to put them. But we are talking to quite a few businesses in terms of where is the research park going to go on our campus. And so in collaboration with 14 Forward, which is a group of business individuals in the community and also the Greater Killeen Chamber of Commerce, we went and visited 2 research parks in the United States that were connected to military installations. And one of those was in Huntsville, Alabama. The picture that's up here, if you can see it on the streaming or not, but in terms of actually going and seeing what could our research park look like in 10 to 20 years. This is the Cummings Research Park. It's the 2nd largest in the country. We also went to Orlando, Florida. No, I didn't get to go see Mickey. We actually did go to the park. But in terms of Huntsville, it's something that we could really look at 10 to 20 years from now, where if you can see it, where it says Bridge Street Town Center, they have an upscale mall, upscale civic center, upscale hotel that is right in the research park, which is the model we would like to look at for Texas A&M Central Texas. In addition to having the military installation, which is Redstone Arsenal, also the actual research park buildings themselves, and a nice live, work, play atmosphere. That's the new research park motto is, if you're going to be working here as long as individuals work like we do, let's have a nice place to actually go during our breaks, our lunches, our dinners, etc. So if you're interested at all in helping us formulate this new research park as we strategize our planning for it, you can look at AURP at the website there on the slide. Okay, so I have one thought for the semester. Some of you know me through Facebook as well, and this is actually on my Facebook page. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, and I think that's a nice synopsis from Mahatma Gandhi. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Porter. Nope. All right, I want to give you the academic and student affairs update for the university. And I think a lot of great things to share. I'm happy to say we've only had one administrative change this year. If you might recall fall, I had like 4 pages of changes, and I'd like to congratulate Dr. Laura Wise-Erlandson, who's now the Department of Sciences and Mathematics chairperson. Is Laura here? Way off in the corner. She attended our first academic deans and chairs meeting yesterday, so I'm really glad to see you back today. The new programs, this is just an update. So everything now has been approved for the Bachelor degree in Information Technology and the Bachelor degree for Criminal Justice, my understanding. They're starting this fall. Am I correct on both of those? Okay, so 2 new programs to recruit for. And I'm really, many of you who've seen Jim, is Dr. Fullingham here? Perfect. He has been working tirelessly these last 2 years. You've been in front of green screens, doing videos. He has left the world of face-to-face teaching to learn how to do online teaching, and I'm delighted to say the BS in Aviation Management Professional Pilot Program is now fully online. So congratulations. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, so we have wonderful support services for faculty who want to do that. Congratulations to both TEL, Dr. Fullingham. All right, now I do have an update that Dr. Kirk just gave me yesterday. So you know we have submitted for Master's of Science in Homeland Security. I reported, it passed our Board of Regents. It has passed now the coordinating board, and I'm very glad to report it's in SACS. It's been reviewed once. They have called for just a little bit more information, which we have submitted, and so we're expecting a positive announcement very soon. And then the Bachelor of Science, Mechanical Engineering, same thing. Passed everything, is in SACS final review. They just asked for a little more information. So I am very hopeful that we'll be able to announce these 2 new degree programs very, very soon. We've had a lot of new initiatives. When you think about, it's just been 3 months, and this one is really a spectacular initiative for the university. This is called the Fort Hood Academic Internship Placement Program. This is a joint initiative through our University Student Affairs, CTC, and the leadership of Fort Hood. You know, people say, you know, change in higher education moves at the speed of light going through a mud pit. So it's taken 3 years of a lot of hard work and effort to secure this, especially when you're dealing with Fort Hood. And so I am really pleased to say we now have 4 students involved in the internship program. You know this is a high impact practice in education, not only leading to student retention, but also very marketable skills for employment. Would you like to say anything else about the program?
We're really excited. We know that this is going to help a lot of our students to get that valuable experience so that they get jobs faster, higher starting salaries, and go out and change the world. Thanks.
All right. Earlier this year, I was contacted and invited to a statewide Texas meeting of all honors programs directors. No, I'm not an honors program director. I just happen to know the person who coordinated this event. And we went there, and so we've started discussions within academic affairs about an honors program. Dr. Redmond and Dr. Lewing had expressed a lot of interest in this out of the academic chairs. We've been meeting for probably a semester, and we decided there was some positive interest. And so we are now looking at defining what an honors program might be like in an upper division university. This has not been done yet. And this is going to be cutting edge work. We've pulled together an advisory committee of faculty who will look at the mission, the vision, where this program is going to go, how it wants to be designed. So a very creative, exciting initiative. And you see we have an outstanding group of undergraduate faculty who are on this committee. Would you all stand up so we can please recognize your contributions to this? I know there's a lot of you here today. All right, I always like talking about achievements, and I see Dr. Fry walking right in front of us, so I am so excited about this. You know, when we talk about achievements, we're talking about things that have just happened in the last 3 months. For a university, it's brand new, and that people don't know very well because we don't have 200 years of existence. I'm delighted to announce that Dr. Fry has his first international appointment. He is now the chair of the governing board of One Planet Education Networks. Congratulations. And this is the first time we've had such a long list of national appointments. These are faculty and staff who are sitting on national committees. So these are really huge. We've got 5 of them. Dr. Lewing, who is serving on the Civic Learning and Democratic Engagement Conference Planning Committee. This committee is comprised out of all of the academic affairs and student affairs individuals at every single regional university in the United States. So it's very difficult getting an appointment on this particular committee. Dr. Lewin, congratulations. Is Dr. Earhart Laraga here? One of our new faculty? Anyway, she has been appointed to the National Board of Certified Counselors, Minority Fellowship Program Committee. Dr. Deanna Harris McCoy, Advisory Committee for, this is such a long name, the American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy Minority Fellowship Program. Is Dr. Harris McCoy here? Maybe she's online. Congratulations to you. Tammy Molina Moore was elected to the Board of Association of Social Work Baccalaureate Program Directors this year. Tammy, are you here? Great. And Dr. Lisa Bunkowski has been appointed to the Online Learning Consortium, which is also known as OLC, Conference and Awards Committee. Dr. Bunkowski, congratulations. And then we've had some national awards. Dr. Claudia Rapoport, I know you've got to be here. I always see you here at every, oh, way over, okay, thank you. Anyways, she has been named Advisor of the Year by the Phi Alpha National Social Work Honor Society. Congratulations. And if you have ever seen her with our Honor Society, you'll understand exactly why she received this national award. Then in addition, of course, you can imagine if she gets Advisor of the Year, our Social Work Honor Society received again the National Service Award. Now you need to know, out of all the social work programs in the United States, only 4 of these are given a year. So this is really huge. So congratulations to the social work program also. And then Dr. Monica Wee and Dr. Tyson Ang just received an award for Best Paper and Services Marketing Tract and Society for Marketing Advances Annual Conference. Are you both here? I see a couple of you here. Then we also have some amazing state appointments. Dr. Levi McClendon, is he here? I can never, okay. Anyways, he has been named a board member of the Texas School Counselor Association. Dr. Gerald Penny, Texas Counseling Association Program Review and Research Committee. Dr. Penny, congratulations. Who we met earlier when he's doing introductions. That's how I knew you were here. And I think this is a first for a university that's just under 10 years old. We have our first appointment by Governor Abbott. This is so unheard of. Dean Hill has been appointed by Governor Abbott to serve on the State Board of Education Committee for Teacher Certification. It's huge. You know, when people talk about marketing, how do you get to know what a university is and your reputation? This is how we do it. We have our outstanding faculty and staff who go out and serve in international, national, statewide, local organizations, and they get to hear about us and see us. And our name carries on and on and on. And then we have some very important local appointments. Dr. Rebecca Macpherson, I thought I saw you there. Yes. Everyone's way back in this corner over here. I should just go over and stand on that side of the room. She was named the Human Resource Management Association Volunteer of the Year for 2018. And then I understand you have just been elected as president-elect for 19 and will be president of the organization for 2020. Congratulations. And Dr. Leah Muna has just been named to, I know this because I also serve on this board, has just been named to the board of directors for the Greater Killeen Community Clinic. Congratulations. All right, and then we have some other big things happening. We have just made it through a reaffirmation of our regional accreditation for our university. What many people don't realize is there are many individual academic programs that are doing this whole thing again, but specifically for their academic programs that say, we have met these milestones. And in the College of Education, mental health, clinical mental health has been working diligently on accreditation through KCREP, and they're actually going to have their site visit this February 17th through 19th. So if you see strange people on campus during those 2 days, greet them, help them find their way around our huge campus now that we're 3 buildings, and know the importance of this for our university, because this is one of those badges of honors that programs work very hard for and get. I'm also delighted to say the Department of Curriculum Instruction received a $30,000 grant from Sanford Inspire, and this is to improve teachers' professional development and community engagement, which fits so nicely with our mission of the university. So congratulations. And we're not done yet, folks. We've also had some individual achievements. Dr. Lisa Bunkowski has been awarded the Certified Master Peer Reviewer for Quality Matters, and she's also a Certified Course Review Manager. Dr. Bunkowski, congratulations. Dr. Amuna just received her Certificate of Management from the Harvard Business School. Congratulations. You know, counseling and business, a very interesting combination. New degrees, I had heard from Dean Griggs that Amanda Olson. Amanda, are you here? Great. Why don't you go ahead and stand up so we congratulate you on your degree. And I know when I stand on stage, a lot of other people have gotten degrees this year. If you've gotten a degree this year, would you stand so we can recognize you? I know there's more than just one. Congratulations. And I normally cannot write down a whole list of publications just because there are too many. But could I invite everyone who has had a publication approved this year and submitted, please stand so we can recognize you for your accomplishments. Wow. Excellent. All right. As provost, I like looking at information. I like doing comparisons. You probably might have figured out sometimes I'm a little bit of a competitive person, and sometimes I take great glee when I hear of a competing organization that only has a 5% graduation rate, and ours is significantly higher. So therefore, I do like doing comparisons. And the reason I do, as I look at data or I do comparisons, is it gives us a sense of where we are, both internally and comparison with our peer and aspirational groups. And this is really important because a lot of times when we look at ourselves, we can't see the amazing things that we have done. And it's only until you put us next to other institutions of similar size, similar development, that you see what great things we're doing. So I'm really happy to talk about some of the great quality things that are going on. So every other year, we do the NESSE survey. This is a student survey of student engagement. Take a look at our 2017 results, which just came out this year. 88% of the students who responded to this survey rated their overall experience at our university as excellent or good. That is absolutely huge. And we're not just talking about instruction here. That's a piece of it. But it's everything from financial aid to student affairs to every single staff person in the library, every single person these students interact with. 88%. That's an amazing thing. And take a look at the second one. This is where marketing is so important. 88% would definitely or probably would attend this institution again. So you know what they're going to do? They'll tell their friends. They say, I would go there. That is great. Between 15 and 17, students' rating and the quality of their interactions with faculty is good or excellent, increased by 5 percentage points. It's very hard getting a 5 percentage point increase there. So kudos. And I'd like to read Nessie's concluding remarks. So please forgive me as I read this, but I think you will. So this is the group that summarizes all of our results. So it's just a paragraph. But take a listen to how we are characterized. Survey results report increased engagement from 2015 to 2017. Students perceive the campus to be a supportive and diverse environment where they can engage with discussions with faculty and other students of different backgrounds. Student participation in high-impact practices increased to give them a broader understanding of the world, the job market, and other people, as well as allow them to take part in high-quality research with faculty members and utilize resources to help them succeed in their academic pursuits. The increase, Dr. Bowles, the increase in the number of written assignments per year correlates well with A&M Central Texas's emphasis on writing-intensive courses and developing a culture of excellent writing. Student satisfaction in the area of knowledge, skills, personal development shows students believe A&M Central Texas to be an integral part of not only their academic work, but their preparation for future careers and their growth as individuals. That is spectacular. So you need to know that every single one of you is making a huge difference. This is not me saying that. I could say wonderful things about you. This is an outside organization that is saying this based on our results. And that's not all. One of the big complaints in higher education, I love reading the Chronicle, I love reading all the scandals, and I love reading all the complaints that people have about higher education. One of the things that people always say is there is a management bloat in higher education, and there's not enough faculty. Too many administrators, not enough faculty, not a focus on instruction. You've heard these before, right? You'll find them in every Chronicle article. So this is our IPEDS data that we report that we're compared against all universities, and we also have a peer group of 11 institutions of similar size to us. There's no peer group that's identical to us. You need to know that. But we came as close as we could. Anyways, here we have 25% less management positions than our peer groups. We have 93% less staff in legal, art, and media services. and we put 13% more funding in for instruction. So I share this with you. I think we can even improve in this. But I just wanted to say that we're doing better than many of our peer institutions out there regarding where we're putting our resources at this university. All right. Now let's take a look at some of our newest data on class sizes. So this came from fall 2017. So our average undergraduate class sizes, take a look. Arts and Sciences, 15.7. 21.7 for business, 18.8 for College of Education. And then take a look at our graduate class size. 6.7, 16.7, and 8.7. That's average class size. Do you know where you find class sizes like this? Private universities, where you're paying $20,000 a year for the privilege of going there. This is something that we should be marketing to all of our students. They will not find this anywhere else. So it is a huge, huge point of pride for us. So I was very pleased to see that result. In comparison, you know, I came from the Florida system before I came here. University of Central Florida, have you heard of it? Oh, no. Yeah, there we go. Their average class size now has increased to 55 students. That's a combination between undergraduate and graduate class sizes. 55 students, just to give you a comparison. All right, so let's talk about how we're doing with what type of faculty classification, what type of faculty are teaching our classes. Because the big issue in higher education we're always hearing is we're only using contingent faculty. We are not supporting tenure track faculty. This is, once again, out of 2016-2017 data. So 56%, so we offered last year a little over 1,200 different sections. I know our registrar's office is not here because they are so busy, but can you imagine logistics of trying to schedule and get classrooms for all those classes? But that's how many classes we offered. Out of those, 56% were taught by tenured and tenure-track faculty. Professional track faculty taught 15% of the courses. Visiting faculty, 81 sections. That's 6%. These are faculty that we have not been able to typically hire a person yet, so we are hoping to convert those into full-time tenure-track positions. And adjunct faculty, 23% university-wide. That's very good data. And when I came here, I said, my goal is always 70 to 80% right in there of classes taught by full-time faculty. So we are doing much better, I think, than many people feel we're doing. That's important to realize. All right, enrollment, how are we doing? This has always been the big issue this semester, and I hear, you know, like the reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. I'm hearing rumors that our universities can be closed and we'll be sucked up by other universities because our enrollment's down. Folks, that is not going to happen. Now, the people on this list here are in trouble. And I've just given you, this is just out of this last month's Chronicle of Higher Education. Between 2006 and 16, for over a 10-year period of time, I just gave you a small sampling. Chicago State University had a 55% drop in enrollment. Over half their students they lost. Dickinson State University, North Dakota, lost 47%. Yeah, could be two people. Yeah, so you lose one and you're really in trouble. But Eastern Illinois University and Southern Illinois University, we're talking about universities that have well over 20,000 students, I believe. I have to check that. Once again, they're down 35 and 27%. Florida A&M University, formerly my system, down 26.8%. So in comparison, it's not that we're not worried about enrollment, and we will always focus on enrollment. But I don't want people to think, oh my goodness, the sky is falling. Because it's not. Because when you notice a change in trends, what do? You realize it, and then you sit down and immediately start planning, how are we going to turn this trend around? What we don't sit is wait for 10 years and have a 55% drop in enrollment and then say, oops, we better do something about it, because by then it's too late. So let's talk about, we know this semester, and you see the daily enrollment reports coming out, we're down about 2% overall in SCH. Head count, I think it was 4%. That's about 11 students. That's all we're talking about. We get 11 more students, and we are even in head count. So we're not talking huge numbers here. But some positive results. We have a 46% increase in sophomores. See, one of the problems we have with enrollment is being upper division is our students only stay with us for 2 years. And we're doing an amazing job of educating them and graduating them. So we're always having to replace them. So the fact that we have an increase in our pipeline of sophomores is very important. And the other thing is we've had a 29% increase in new graduate student admits between last year and this year. So there are some really positive signs that we're making some progress into enrollment. We will continue to work on it. Not one of us in this whole university is going to let this one drop. You need to know that. And all of us together are going to work and turn this around, not so we're stable, so enrollment continues to grow. Because we've got a lot of students in this region who need education from a real quality institution, and that's us. All right, so what are we doing? I hope some of you participated in the enrollment management workshops that were held last semester. I think there are going to be some more held. I attended 3 of them this past semester. This unit reports to me. I thought I knew everything about enrollment management. I was blown away. Clifton Jones, our Executive Director for Enrollment Management, you have done an outstanding job. Every time I look at your automation, the new things you're doing, it's really huge. I want you to know that everybody is working incredibly hard on enrollment. Under Lucas Loafman, who serves as the chair of the recruitment task force. I know Dr. Loafman is here. Yes. We have an outstanding task force, Dr. Kelly Koo, Dr. Hill, Clifton Jones, Jerry Jones, and Joshua Smith, who are also looking at strategies throughout the entire university. And this is not just enrollment strategies and marketing strategies, but it's also curricular strategies. We just had Dr. Shane come into Academic Deans and Chairs talking about the importance of what I call a clean core and not requiring students to take unnecessary courses, to go back and have to take English 2 when they already have 3 or 4 high-level writing intensive courses. So what are we doing to streamline our curriculums to make sure the students are not repeating unnecessary courses? What are we doing together, and I see the faculty working on this all the time, to create very strong, innovative curriculums, new programs coming out. These are all the things that will help us turn. How we interact with students in the hallway. And I think one of our new admissions counselors mentioned that. Every single interaction that you have with a prospective student makes a difference. It makes that student want to come back to this university. So we are working on this diligently. So you can sleep at night. It's okay. Dr. Close is doing a lot of work. We've had some transitions in the website again with positions. Dr. Close has asked me to share with you that if you have requests for the website, first of all, send them to the email address web@tamuct.edu. This collects it in a repository so we don't miss anything. Sometimes if you send them to a personal email, if you look at my email box, they get lost. So this is just for the web page. Dr. Close is responsible for ensuring that updates and recommended changes are reviewed, make sure they're accurate, prioritize for a fast turnaround, and I know there hasn't always been a fast turnaround. This is her very important new goal, and we are working with Cascade Factory to then get these implemented. During this transition period, while we look for a new web management, Dr. Close is looking over everything that's been submitted in the last semester to make sure we haven't lost anything. If something hasn't been done, please talk to Dr. Close or send another request through web@tamuct.edu. We have a search underway for a new manager, web manager. And there has been an amazing collaborative effort at our university to work with Cascade Factory, specifically for the faculty, to develop those academic program pages that pop, that make students want to come to our academic programs. So that is what's going on with the website right now. All right. Any questions about the material I've covered so far? I want to then talk just a little bit on behalf of President Igliazzo. Some of the information here he probably would have covered, so I'm kind of combining my section with his. The role of the president of a university is so different than it used to be. You know, the president of the university used to be the academic leader. It's one of the most senior scholars, and they ran the university and ensured academic excellence. Well, things have changed for the presidency. That's not what presidents do anymore. So what are the most important roles of a president? Fundraising? Fundraising. Fundraising. Politics. If you're a state university, the legislative session is absolutely essential. Community relations. Those are some of the three most important roles of the presidency. And of course, leading and building the university. Well, we have a lot to celebrate with Heritage Hall coming on board. We finally have a campus triangle, a center of campus that will hopefully make us less of a parking lot campus. I think we've got a lot of opportunities to build up that central core. The legislative session. And as you would expect, Dr. Igliazzo spends a huge amount of time with that, huge amount of time with system, looking at strategies to work with legislation. So he is up to his eyeballs right now in this. But what I will say is, unlike 2 years ago, the picture's a little bit better. There is a little extra money this year that they didn't have 2 years ago. So I'm not expecting, now, whether or not they give to higher education, that's a whole other story, but that's where system helps, and that's where the president helps by saying, here's why this is so important to our region. So the president has that covered very well with the legislative work. Fundraising. I can't give a lot of details, but let me talk a little bit about fundraising, and we're gonna have some very exciting announcements soon. First of all, I don't know if Kay Carey is here. Kay Carey was just appointed part-time as a development officer working for, I think that's a PricewaterhouseCooper classification. Yeah, it has such pizzazz, development officer 4. But anyways, she works with our foundation board. I walked into the foundation board this week. There wasn't a chair to be had. They have built such a strong foundation board from people all over this region who are passionate about this university and are committed to, at first, it was raising money all for student scholarships, which we know is critical. But they are now, as the board gets larger, a little more savvy, they're also looking at university needs as well as student scholarships. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to make some pretty big announcements soon, but I do believe this is going to lead to a couple things we haven't been able to do much before. With staff awards, and for the first time, I'm hoping to have some positions for faculty fellowships. So named faculty fellowships. So listen, be aware, but I think we have some good things happening. And this is all because of President Iglesias' leadership. All right. And of course, you know how he is with strong community support. There is nobody in this community more beloved than President Iglesias, so the whole community is certainly behind the president. Now, how do I know he's coming back? Because next week is our Board of Regents meeting. I don't know if any of you know about our Board of Regents meetings, but we're being taped, so I can't say anything. All right, so there is a meeting called CASA, and it is Academic and Student Committee for Academic Student Affairs. Now, it is just like Thanksgiving, where the board sits up front, and the presidents have to sit facing all of the CASA membership, where they have to be attentive and pay attention. I get to sit at the kids' table. I get to sit with the other provosts. We're way in the back, so we can talk, we can roll our eyes, we can do email, all kinds of things. Well, the problem is if a president does not attend a CASA meeting, guess what the provost has to do? Sit at the big kids' table. So on the phone yesterday to the president, I said, you need to know I will never forgive you if you're not back by the CASA meeting next week. So he got my provost wave, so I am confident he will be back next week. That's how I know. All right. I want to finish up with an email that President Iglesias sent me at 11:05 last night. Okay. So I'm going to read this again, so excuse me if it's a little awkward, because nobody's as eloquent as our president. He said, Peg, I want to express my appreciation to you for taking on tomorrow's convocation. I am truly sorry I will not be there with you. And you is in the whole you. You are well aware of the challenges that we face, not the least of which is the upcoming legislative session. But we have always faced challenges, sometimes daunting ones, as we have built this university. To come here, you have to accept that as a reality. That's what building a new university is all about. That's my quote in there. You have to accept the reward for meeting one challenge is that you get to move on to the next challenge. And that process, it's not just okay, it's essential to continuously question our strategies moving forward, to rethink them, to restructure them. What is not okay is to want to find fault and place blame. The challenges can only be met if we're willing to engage in collaborative discussion and how to address them. There is no single answer to the challenge of legislative funding. There is no single answer to the challenge of enrollment. There is no single answer, to competitive compensation. But finding answers remains in our hands. And that's a good thing, a very good thing. We have to be willing to find them together with mutual respect for one another, with cooperative effort, and with an unyielding belief that we can find these answers. As we enter 2019, we're about to discover whether we're still up to the challenge. I continue to believe we are. President Iglesias. All right, we have enough time for general announcements from the group. And I know that there were several people wanted to make some announcements. I know Dr. Dieter did, so I'll get you.
Hi, everyone. I just got back from sabbatical, so I'm trying to ease back into it. I do the Provost Lecture Series, American Democracy Project Provost Lecture Series, and we still have one more slot for March. We need another speaker. And we've been doing this for like 3 years now, and we've had 18 lectures from faculty and other community members. So if you would like to be a part of that, please let me know. I'll bring snacks. You just let me know. If you don't, usually it'll be March 21st, but if you want a different night, I can work it out. We're going to be talking about America in a global world. So, it's pretty open to what you want to speak about. So, anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dietert. Other announcements? Wow. Okay. If not, then we are going to come to the conclusion of our convocation. I want to personally thank you for your efforts. As I was up late last night worrying about what I was going to say today, I received emails from about 20 people who are here in this room up as late as I was. And this is not an unusual situation. People here, because they're passionate about the university, work very hard. So, from my heart, thank you. Thank you very much for all the work, the effort, the dedication, and making this university a great place. Thank you.